siguro yung aking isi-send. Ayan. Is it visible? Sadya lang pong malabo yung picture ng ano. Okay, for the analysis of the letter to the young women of Malolos, ayan. What would be the background of this letter? So this letter is actually meant, no, for these 20 young women from Malolos, Bulacan. And these young women po are not an ordinary Filipinos. They are from prominent Chinese Filipino families. So may kaya sa buhay, no? I have another copy of this PowerPoint, and I have the name or the list of names of these 20 young women. So, you will, baka may ganito kayong apelido or dugo, no? So, they're Alberta Santos, Uy Tangkoy, Chongson, Oliveros, Maklang Chongson, and Tanchanko, Tantoko, Buendia, Galang. Ayan. So, that's their surname. They're from prominent Chinese Filipino family. Okay, so kumbaga in the social class, nakakaangat sa buhay. They are prominent, so they are, ang tawag dito, um, able to have a good life. No? And why? For what is this letter? Um, Rizal wanted to, well, compliment the bravery or the courage of these young women to pursue education, no? Because these young women are requesting to for permission to open a night school where they could be taught the Spanish language under Teodoro Sandico. Okay? So, tong mga kababaihan na to, these young women, they wanted to acquire, no, education or knowledge, specifically in learning the Spanish language. Okay? Kasi nga, during that time, syempre, kailangan matuto kang mag-Kastila dahil that's how majority of the people, especially the mestizos, the criollos. Mestizos are the half-blooded po, ha. Like yan yung mga half-half na lahi. Criollos are the Spaniards who were born in the Philippines. They can speak Tagalog, but they can also speak in Spanish language. So these young women wanted to learn, no, the Spanish language. So that would be maybe convenient for them if they do business, or if they wanted to teach their children, then they have that education. So Rizal was impressed with the fighting spirit or the courage of these young women that they showed, no? That they had shown. So that's actually the content of the letter. Rizal praised these young women, no? They were actually persistent because in the first request of these young women, they were rejected. No? Hindi po sila pinayagan. Okay? Ayan. So, a group of young women petitioned Governor General Wheeler to open a night school to study Spanish language. But it was disapproved because Felipe Garcia, isang praile, no, objected. The women still, these women still remained positive and succeeded in a condition that Senorita Guadalupe Reyes should be their teacher, and instead of night, no, kung ayaw kaming payagan sa gabi, kasi mga babae nga po nag-aasikaso dapat sa bahay, then it will be held at daytime. So Marcelo H. Del Pilar requested Rizal to write a letter to address no, the concern of these young women. So, then yun naman ang ginawa ni Rizal. That's what Rizal did. He wrote a letter and sent it to these young women to Malolos. Ayan na po, nasa ano na natin, that could be seen in my screen, ano. So it was signed and presented, a letter to the Governor General Valeriano Weyler. That's their request, no, to have or to open a night school. Okay, so Marcelo H. Del Pilar, who was in Barcelona that time, asked Rizal, who was in London, on February 17, 1889, to write a letter in Tagalog to these women. Rizal sent the letter back to Del Pilar because syempre kailangan, no, dumaan muna kay Del Pilar. So from London, he sent it to Barcelona, and Del Pilar naman sent it to the Philippines, to Malolos, sa February 22, 1889. Okay? Yan. So katulad ng sinabi ko po kanina, like what I have mentioned earlier, Rizal was impressed with their courage to pursue education, no? And if ever they were lose heart, or they lose their heart at the first time they tried to request for this education, no, eh, pinaalalahanan pa rin naman sila ni Rizal. Rizal still reminded them and emphasizes on their freedom, no, and their right to acquire education. It must be granted naman talaga, not just to the boys, but to both boys and girls. If they wanted to acquire education, then grant them. No? So, what are the main points of this letter? Dito, pinatukuyan po ni Jose Rizal. Rizal pointed out that saintliness is not just about going to church and kissing the hands of the friars. Okay? Hindi ka magiging banal kung gagawin mo yan. You won't be like saint or holy if you keep on going to church. But you know what? There are people who kept on going to church, but their lifestyle is parang worst than a person that is not church goer. Can you get that? Ang hirap naman ng English, Sus Maria Jose. Minsan yung taong madalas sa simbahan, mas malala pa ang buhay nila dun sa hindi churchgoer, ano. So, it doesn't make you holy or saint if you keep on doing that, especially when you are a blind follower of these friars. If you kiss their hands in submission, sabi dito, typo lang po yan. It is not blind obedience. It is by reason because thoughts are noble and free. Okay? So, ano siya, as a character ng babae. Oh, since sila babae ang pinatutukuyan. So, ni-remind dito yung pagiging noble mo. Bilang tao na lang. Yan, sige. Wala sa gender yan eh. No? So, bilang tao, it's in your character, your virtue. No? It's not about your blind obedience sa mga friar. So, ito yung ni-remind sa kanila ni Rizal. Then also, kasi halo na yan eh. There are mothers, there are singles, single women. No? So, for the mothers na part ng mga kababaihan na yon, mother is the first influence of man's consciousness. 'Di ba nga, that's the reason when usually, no, when you ask the child, where did you learn that? Did your mother teach that to you? Um, so parang um, babalik lagi magulang eh. Eh, syempre nanay kasi nanay yung laging kasama. Ang usual na setup, tatay nagtatrabaho, 'di ba? So, ang laging sasabihin, "Ba't ganyan tinuturo ng nanay mo sa'yo?" Oh, it will always point back to the mother, because the mother should be the one to teach their children, no, how to love God, how to be a good member of the society, love for the country, love your neighbor, regarding your fellow men, no. So, yung nanay yung pinaka may influence sa anak. The mother is the first influence of man's consciousness. So do not be the women that friars created. Rather, be like the Spartan woman. Parang sinabi mong Spartan woman, it's like, yeah, you are brave, no? You can fight for your own rights, no? Don't be confirmed by the way the friars, no, teach you how regarding how should be a mother, ganyan. So, maging matapang kasi kung paano nga daw ang nanay, no, tinuturuan yung anak niya. Dapat yung malakas, matatag, ganon. Alam yung karapatan niya, hindi sunod-sunuran. A mother should teach their children what is good or what is bad, what's their rights, no? And so Filipino women should know how to protect their dignity and honor, especially their children, no? So unang-una magtatanggol sa ano mga yung magulang mo dapat supposedly. And also, the power and good judgments of Filipinos are well known, but now in slavery, European and American women are educated and strong willed. So before, during the time of the Spaniards, no, we are able, lalaki, babae, no, but usually, during the time of Spaniard kasi, no, only men are able to acquire education. Eh paano kung may mga matatalinong babae? There are women who are very talented, skillful, no, and knowledgeable, pero they don't have a opportunity to practice one or to acquire education because of the discrimination before, no. But nowadays, wala na mga ganun, no. There's no limiting activity like this is just for men, this is just for women, no. There's no more discrimination, and there's no more gender rules, no. What can men do, women can. What women can do, men can do nowadays, no. So if men during the time of Spaniards can acquire education, nowadays women can also acquire education. Kaya lang naman yan pinagdadamot sa mga kababaihan before dahil nga they were scared, they were threatened no, to be overpowered by these women. Kahit nga ngayon 'di ba? Tumakbong presidente babae. Gagawa ng paraan niya para hindi manalo. Dadayain kung kailangan dayain because no, their ego. uh, they cannot accept that women will lead a country. A woman will lead a family. No? So, questionable. Pero during the time of Rizal, he commended no, these women. So, talagang ano yan, pinuri ni Rizal yan. He praised these women for showing that kind of character. So mothers are very important in building a strong family. Yes, father, sila po yung foundation ng family, haligi ng tahanan yan eh. But for mothers, no, sila yung ilaw ng tahanan. So I don't know how to translate that in English. They are the light no, for the family. When you don't have light in the family, how will you identify no, yung mga like how you should behave, no? So she must teach her children well and love her husband. That's her role. No? Maging mabuting asawa at maging mabuting ina. And di lang po sa babae yan. That should be addressed to husbands as well. No? Hindi ka lang puro trabaho, may asawa ka rin. Diba? If you're a husband, you also need to give time to your children and to your wife. Wag masyadong magpakaano sa trabaho. If ever we have here future husbands, then you have to know that no, your role in the family is not just to provide. No? Your role in the family is to be a father and a husband as well. It also goes with the mother. No? And Rizal also addressed that for the young women who are single and not married, she should be honorable and command respect as well. No? So for those who are not yet married, Yan. Rizal pointed out that they should not be easily taken by appearances and looks. Yan ako. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Yan. Rizal pointed out to unmarried women that you should not be easily taken by appearances and looks. Why? Because these can be very deceiving. Mukhang mabango. Looks like an angel. Wow, parang kanta yun. 'Di ba? Smells like an angel. No? Yung pala, devil in disguise, ano? Nananakit pala. No? Abuser pala yan. So, don't be easily attracted. It's not with the physical appearance. Sometimes, no, you have to, syempre may standard ka. You have standard. Gusto ko matangkad. I want somebody who's tall, dark, and handsome. Di ba, no Martinez? Tama ba ako? Parang ex ko po, haha, kaso mas malala ako. Ay, iba pala. We have our own standard, physical standard, pero sabi ni Rizal, don't be too attracted with physical things or appearances. No? You should be honorable, especially when when you are choosing your partner. No? Bago ka humanap ng ganitong klaseng partner, ikaw muna dapat. No? Before you find your partner and you have your own standard in finding your partner, at first, you have to hone yourself, no? Like develop a virtue, a good character in you, no? And also to what? To love yourself first before loving others, because if you will not love yourself and you will find somebody to fill you up and love you, maubos ka. You don't have any identity anymore. Dapat you don't find somebody to complete you because you're already complete. No? You will not find someone who will complete you dapat. Okay? Sabi ni Rizal, instead of looking for good appearances, you should take heed of men's firmness and character. Yun daw ang hanapin. Hinahanap ba yun? I don't know. Dumadating ng kusa, sabi. So, as we analyze the letter of Rizal, we can observe that patriarchy is perpetuated by friars, where women should be submissive and saintly. Now, dito, kung ano lang yung role mo bilang babae, gampanan mo. Patriarchal kasi. Na men are the dominant one. Men are the one who will decide. Ikaw, be submissive. What your husband say, you do. Walang boses, no? Parang wala kang kalayaan. No? Just use your time, spend your time in the church. And, saintliness. No? Rizal believed that women should be empowered because it will lead to a good citizens, because you as a mother will also teach your children to be a good citizen. So Rizal is in the first place. No, Rizal is empowering women. No? And we have the power of language, where a particular friar opposed the idea of educating these women, seeing it as a threat to the rule of the government. That is the reason why at first, when they requested for the open or to open a night school, no, they were not permitted. Why would you want to learn Spanish language? Uh, minsan nga 'di ba? They use Spanish language for us Filipinos not to understand what they're talking about. Tapos we wanted to learn how to use Spanish language, 'di ba? It's a threat for them. That's why they don't want to grant us education. Another thing is be open minded and use reason for better judgment. For marriage, find an honorable man. Yeah, that's a reminder from Jose Rizal, where he wrote it in his letter to address these concern to the young women of Malolos. O, nagets niya na. Is that clear? Did you get the ano, the idea or the analysis of his letter? Did you understand what Rizal is pointing out? Ayun. So, let us all be reminded as well. No, wag masyadong um, anong tawag nito, ibaba yung sarili sa mga kababaihan. Ito lang ako. No, no. Hindi ito ka lang. It's just me. Wow. Ako lang to. You're never alang. Everyone could be uh, um, able or have the power, no, in themselves. Sa sarili nyo mag-uumpisa yan. Appreciate yourself. Kahit sa mga kalalakihan. Kahit sa mga kababaihan at all the genders in between. Wala nang ano ngayon. Okay, so that's the first part of our discussion. The next one is about Jose Rizal and the nationalism. So, wait lang po ah. Maaga tayo matatapos today. We'll finish or we will dismiss early today. Yeah. Actually, it's like a summary of this course or this subject. Ayan. Is it visible po? Nakikita po ba yung screen ko? Is my screen visible?
Yes po.
Thank you po. So, just like what I have said earlier, this is just like, ano, it's like a summary. Bali, it's just 19 slides, oh. Tapos na tayo. That's the end of the whole semester. Yan. So, we'll try to examine the values highlighted by the various representations of Rizal as a national symbol and advocate the values Rizal's life encapsulates. National hero, yeah, pambansang bayani ng Pilipinas, is a Filipino who has been recognized as a national hero for his or her role in the history of the Philippines. And if you are called national hero, it's a great honor to be called one. Loosely, the term may refer to a Filipino historical figures recognized as heroes. But the term more strictly refers to those officially designated as such. Talagang officially proclaimed as national hero. Back in 1995, isang taon pa lang ako nito, the Philippine National Heroes Committee officially recommended, take note of that, officially recommended several people for the designation of this title, National Hero of the Philippines. But this was not acted upon. Okay? At naiintindihan po ba yon? So, it was not acted upon. So, ibig sabihin, wala pa talagang napipiling national hero. Yan. As of 2007, no one had ever been officially recognized as a Philippine national hero. But what about Rizal? Whenever we ask who is our national hero, we always say Jose Rizal is our national hero. But back in 2007, he wasn't officially, excuse me, recognized as one. Now, the reformist writer Jose Rizal, today generally considered as the greatest Filipino hero. There are a lot of, there are many Filipino hero, but Rizal is considered as the greatest Filipino hero and often given as the Philippine national hero. Siya na lang din yung naiisip ng tao na national hero. But he has never been explicitly proclaimed as the or even a national hero by the Philippine government. Maliwanag po ba yon? Is that clear? So there is no official recognition. There is sabi dyan, no, it was never been explicitly proclaimed that he is a national hero of the Philippines, but he was considered as greatest Filipino hero. Besides, Rizal is the only other Filipinos currently given implied recognition as national hero, such as Revolutionary Andres Bonifacio. Dalawa lang po kasi sila, no, na kinoconsider. So, if we can observe, out of all the Filipino heroes that we know, no, only Andres Bonifacio and Jose Rizal have their own national holiday. Did you observe that? Silang dalawa lang po ang may national holiday. Bonifacio Day and Rizal Day. Other heroes, they have also holiday, but it is not nationwide. It is commemorated only in their where like in their provinces. But unlike these two, Bonifacio and Rizal, they are commemorated in the whole country. Uh, Nationwide, national holiday sila. So sabi, silang dalawa lang daw yung kino-consider for that title national hero. No? But how can you during the Americans kasi how can you consider Andres Bonifacio a hero to the young children if his way is violent kasi dahas eh, no? So during the American period, they chose Jose Rizal. If they want to portray the image of national hero, they chose Rizal because Rizal is uh, not aggressive, not non-violent siya, just using pen, na because he's a playwright. So kumbaga, don't encourage people to be aggressive and violent just like Bonifacio. So they chose Rizal. Kaya until now, we are recognizing Rizal as the national hero. Okay? Did you get it? Did you understand? Now? Hala. Hello? Did you follow? Yun. So while other historical figures are commemorated in public, municipal, or provincial holidays, Rizal and Bonifacio are commemorated in public, nationwide, or national holidays, and thus are implied to be national heroes, in sinabi ko kanina. So let's focus more on Rizal. Dr. Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, is not only admired for possessing intellectual brilliance, no, but also for taking a stand and resisting the Spanish colonial government. Okay, he is a propagandist, so he's not just smart, he's not just intellectual, but he is also a fighter for his right, no, or for the right of the Filipino. While his death sparked a revolution to overthrow the tyranny, Rizal will always be remembered for his compassion towards the Filipino people and the country. Compassion in what way? No? Usually he was consistent with his goal, no, to help Filipinos. If somebody is needs help, no, if he is able, then he will help. No? And that's the purpose of their propaganda movement. No? Provide education, assist the Filipinos in their industry like business, commerce, yan. economic, and ayun, teach children, teach young people, educate them, and if you have a chance to help, help. No? So, in terms of virtue, pasado din si Rizal. Not just intellectual, but character as well. No? Rizal had been very vocal against the Spanish government, but in a peaceful and progressive manner. No? For him, the pen was mightier than the sword. No? It's not violence. No? If you want to fight against the Spanish tyranny, use your, use pen. Kasi nga, um, well, there is once I read an interpretation regarding this. If you use pen, you write what you need to write, no? Makakarating siya, or it will surpass generations to generation, no? So, kaya din nakarating yan sa atin. That's why, until now, we can learn, we can, um, uh, be educated, or we could be aware of the experience of the Filipinos back then. And through his writings, he exposed the corruption, the wrongdoings of the government officials, as well as the Spanish friars. And that's the reason why he became the target of the church. Kasi nga, during the Spanish period, if you are an enemy of the church, automatically you're an enemy to the government. No, that's how powerful friars are back then. Friars were back then. While in Barcelona, Rizal contributed essays, he wrote poems, allegories, and editorials to the Spanish newspaper La Solidaridad. That's their channel, that's their way to hear, no, the loud cry of the Filipinos, yung pahayagan na yon. Most of his writings, both in his essays and editorials, centered on individual rights and freedom, specifically for the Filipino people. And as part of his reforms, he even called for the inclusion of the Philippines to become a province of Spain. If that's the way we can acquire equality, then consider us a province of Spain. But among his best works were his two novels stood out from the rest, from the essays, the articles. No, ay talagang itong nag-highlight kumbaga sa lahat ng ginawa niya. Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. In both novels, Rizal harshly criticized the Spanish colonial rule in the country and exposed the ills of the Philippine society at that time. That's the reason why, no, the church or the friars hated him. And because he wrote about the injustices and brutalities of the Spaniards in the country, the authorities banned Filipinos from reading the controversial books. It was banned. No? One friar, Friar Rodriguez, mentioned that if you will read the book, you're committing a mortal sin. Ba, yun ang tinuturo nila sa mga tao. Yet, they were not able to ban it completely because, di ba, Filipinos, lalo mong pinagbabawal, lalong nangangating gawin. As more Filipinos read the books, their eyes opened to the truth that they were suffering unspeakable abuses at the hands of the friars. Kasi they were curious eh. Why would the government ban this kind of book? It's just a book. So they were curious. During that time, the Spaniards, no, they even give or lifted, ang tawag dito, basta yun, tinaasan nila yung presyo nung increase the cost of the book. But still, Filipinos buy the book. No? So, nung binili nila yon doon nabuksan ng mga mata nila. They were enlightened of their condition, present condition in the hand of the friars. Kaya pala ayaw ipabasa sa amin. No? These two novels by Rizal, now considered as literacy masterpieces, are said to have indirectly sparked the Philippine Revolution. Indirectly, no? Because I don't know if I've mentioned this before, Bonifacio idolizes Rizal. He looked up to Jose Rizal. No? He was amazed with Rizal's mind, perspectives, views. No? That's why remember when the Katipunan was discovered by the friars, when they searched their anong tawag, the quarters, yung kuta ng mga Katipunero, they found photo of Rizal, the book of Rizal, No Limitangere. They found yung mga sinulat ni Jose Rizal, no? Because they really look up to Rizal and his perspectives, his stand, no? Especially the two novels. And that's also the reason why he was killed. Tinuro po siyang leader ng Katipunan. Upon his return to the Philippines, Rizal formed a progressive organization called La Liga Filipina. This is not a violent group or association. This is a civic movement advocated social reforms through legal means. Kasi ang mga miyembro niyan may lawyer, may teacher, merong ang tag dito, meron nga silang miyembro na gobernador sili, di ba? So, maayos yung grupo. Kaso nga lang, yeah, short-lived ang La Liga Filipina. Short-lived po yan because um, during that time, Rizal was thrown to Dapitan. He was exiled to Dapitan. Now, Rizal was considered even more of a threat by the Spanish authorities, alongside with his novels and essays, which ultimately led to his exile in Dapitan in northern Mindanao. When he arrived in the Philippines, he formed the La Liga Filipina. He met these people. He had a meeting with them. And then after that, he met the Governor General and asked for the petition or for the pardon of his brother and brother-in-laws and father, and so on and so forth. But after that, no, all the accusations, patong-patong na po. No? So, like, there was a pamphlet that was found under the pillow of his sister. Okay, another is the issue regarding Noli Me Tangere. They use those things para idiin siya to punish him. So that's why his death is predetermined. Their goal is to kill him. The friars wanted to put him down. This, however, did not stop him from continuing his plans for reform. While in the Pitan, Rizal built a school, hospital, and water system. He also taught farming and worked on agricultural projects such as using abaca to make ropes. No. His life in the Pitan was good. No, it was productive. No. In 1896, Rizal was granted leave by the Governor General Blanco after volunteering to travel to Cuba to serve as doctor to yellow fever victims. It was approved. No? That's the end of his exile in Dapitan. But at that time, the Katipunan had a full-blown revolution, and Rizal was accused of being associated with a secret militant society. Naantala ang kanyang pag-alis. No? On his way to Cuba, I think he was already in Spain that time, no? At hindi na siya tumagal ng isang araw, no? Uh, right away, he was arrested in Barcelona and yeah, in Spain, and he was sent back to Manila to stand for trial before the court martial. And he was charged with sedition, conspiracy, and rebellion. Two of those accusation or charges punishable by death, so he will be killed, and the other one is life imprisonment, so parang ganun din, and therefore he was sentenced but to death by firing squad. Days before his execution, before he died, he was killed. Rizal bid farewell to his motherland and countrymen through one of his final letters. So ito po yung pinaka nahuli na niyang naisulat bago siya mamatay. That is entitled Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell. Dr. Jose Rizal was executed on the morning of December 30, 1896. Around 7 a.m., he was killed. And it was then called Bagumbayan. Ngayon, yun na yung Luneta Park, now referred to as Luneta. Upon hearing the command to shoot him, he faced the squad. Even though he requested to be shot facing the soldiers, he was not granted that request. So kailangan talaga nakatalikod siya. Kasi pag nakatalikod siya, if he will be shoot or shot po rather na nakatalikod, tutumba siya nakadapa sa lupa. He will be facing yung ano, naman lupa, soil. Yan. But when he was shot, he faced the squad and uttered in his final breath. He uses remaining strength to face the squad. Para pag bumagsak siya, he's facing the sky. And he said, Consumatum est. It is finished. Consumatum est. Parang mala Jesus, nung namatay siya. May sinabi din siya. No? Then, according to historical accounts, only one bullet ended the life of the Filipino martyr and hero. Yung literal na linya ng isang bala ka lang. Kasi only one bullet ended his life eh. Yun lang ang nakapatay sa kanya. After his death, the Philippine Revolution continued until 1898, and with the assistance of United States and the Philippines declared its independence from Spain on June 12, 1898. That is through Emilio Aguinaldo. No? That was the time that the Philippine flag was waved at Emilio Aguinaldo's residence in Kawit, Cavite. So, I don't know if you had your RIPH already, so you know the background of the June 12 declaration. Okay. Today, Dr. Rizal's brilliance, compassion, and courage and patriotism are greatly remembered and recognized by the Filipino people. Not only that, lagi naka-highlight sa kanya yung relationship niya. His two novels are continuously being analyzed by students and professionals. Well, his writings, you will learn from it, no? But I don't know if, with his relationships. So colleges and universities until now in the Philippines require the students to take a subject which centers around the life and works of Rizal, which other people will say, additional unit lang yan. Every year, the Filipinos celebrate Rizal Day. We have December 30 celebration or commemoration of his life and works. We don't have holiday because of New Year. No, it's just that happened that he was killed during that time, December 30. Okay. Filipinos look back at how his founding of the La Liga Filipina and the two novels po had an effect on the early beginnings of the Philippine Revolution. The people also recognize his advocacy to achieve liberty, freedom, through peaceful means. Because for him, wala daw maidudulot na maganda ang violence rather than violent revolution. That was, he told Dr. Pio Valenzuela when Valenzuela went to Dapitan to convince him to be the leader of the Katipunan. He said, no, it will not result anything or it will not give you anything good as a result. Violence. Yan. Sabi niya, if you will fight for the rights of the Filipinos, use a peaceful way. Uh, But for them or for other critics, they see Rizal as duwag or anong tawag doon? Coward. Yan. Takot daw. That's his way kasi. He's not coward. He's not duwag. No? because he still wrote novels, essays. That's his way, articles. In honor of Rizal, memorials and statues of the national hero can be found not only within the Philippines but almost around the world. Now, go to India, a road in the Chanakyapuri area of New Delhi, and in Medan naman, Indonesia is named after him. The Jose Rizal Bridge and Rizal Park in the city of Seattle are also dedicated to the late hero. Within the Philippines, we have streets, towns, cities, university like Rizal University, province named after him, three species of no, yun yung na-discover niya in Dapitan. The lizard, he named it Draco Rizali. The flying dragon, no, Apogonia rizali. Yeah. Draco rizali is the lizard, flying dragon is the Apogonia rizali, and the beetle with five horns, he named it Rhacophorus rizali. He discovered that when he was in Dapitan. And to commemorate what he did for the country, the Philippines built a memorial park for him. You can find it in Manila. You can go to Rizal Park. Baka meron pa sa inyo. Happen not yet visited the Luneta Park. You can visit that. No, that's open for public. There lies a monument which contains a standing bronze sculpture of Rizal, and it was believed that the remains of Rizal is in that bronze sculpture of Rizal. Um, the monument stands near the place where he fell during his execution in Luneta because he was shot there. So they decided to put up a monument there. So that's it for today. O, 'di ba? Tapos na tayo. Ayan. So there's a question in your mind. Why do we need to study the life and the works of Rizal? There are still um historical facts that we can get from the life and works of Jose Rizal. It's like it's a puzzle piece, for us to discover the history of the Philippines,